Edit. A strong man we need. Thank you. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari. Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari. Gopijana Vallabha Girivaradari. Gopijana Vallabha Girivaradari. Yashodanandana Prajajana Ranjana. Yashodanandana Prajajana Ranjana. Yamuna Tira Vanachari. Yamuna Tira Vanachari. Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari. Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari. Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari. Kunja Bihari. Right, so we'd like to welcome everybody to celebration of Lord Nityananda's appearance day. First, I'd like to ask, I think I know who made the garland, but just to double check, was that Nima and Guru Krishna who made Prabhupada's garland? Yes. That's amazing garland. This is a garland here of jasmine. You see Prabhupada wearing his garland? That's quite an amazing garland. That's one of the most amazing garlands I've ever seen in my life.
And the most fragrant.
Yeah, and most fragrant, that's very important. Nectar of Devotion, the science of Bhakti Yoga, book by Rupa Goswami says that one should offer fragrant flowers to the deities. So.
But I take no credit. My wife picked the flowers, strung everything while I was at work.
She picked the flowers and made the garland.
She's been dreaming and talking about this garland making for quite some time. So
oh yeah, it's really amazing.
It's been a meditation of hers.
Yeah, Nimai. Yeah, I saw one garland. I saw a picture of His Holiness Bhakti True Swami. He was wearing, I've never seen such a big garland in my life. It was just huge. But anyways. Yeah, so it's Nityananda Prabhu's appearance day, so we'll have a discussion based on the Chaitanya Charitamrita by Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami. And then after that, Dravida Prabhu, he will recite some poetry about Lord Nityananda with the slideshow. So, right, if everybody could please repeat after me. Jaya Jaya Shri Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda. Jaya Dvaita Chandra Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Jaya Jaya Shri Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda. Jaya Dvaita Chandra Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Jaya Jaya Shri Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda. Jaya Dvaita Chandra Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Om Jnanativedandasya Gyananjana Shalakaya Chakshulan Militam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Mukam Karitivacham Pangam Langayate Girim Yak Kripa Tamaham Vande Shri Gurun Dinitaranam Vansha Kapadribhascha Kripa Sindhubevacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha. Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasari Gaura Bhaktivinoda. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. So Bhagavad Gita, Srimad Bhagavatam, Chaitanya Charitamrita, so many books describe the nature of the absolute truth. And specifically, these books say that there's three aspects to the absolute truth. Brahman, or the impersonal effulgence coming from Krishna's body. Paramatma, Krishna within everyone's heart, guiding us according to our desires. And Bhagavan, Krishna, the personality of Godhead. So the devotees, their main focus is on Bhagavan, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Krishna. And actually, it's only the devotees who can experience, you could say, full bliss. And this is what you could say Nityananda's name. Nitya means eternal, and Ananda means bliss. So once Srila Prabhupada, he was asked many times, many things, but one time he was asked, what's the goal of life? And Srila Prabhupada, on this particular occasion, he said that the goal of life is to enjoy. And who could disagree with that, right? But then he went on to explain that trying to enjoy through the material mind and material body is a source of frustration and misery. And then he went on to explain that the real enjoyment is when the soul connects with the Supreme Soul. So yeah, this Nityananda, eternal bliss. So then the question is, okay, well, if we're interested in that, then the idea is that we have to become connected or reconnected, or we have to reawaken our lost consciousness, lost Krishna consciousness. In other words, we have to reconnect to Nityananda Prabhu. So Chaitanya Charitamrita, it explains in detail the qualities, the activities of Nityananda Prabhu, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, who is Kṛṣṇa and Balarāma, come again in this Kali Yuga, this particular age. So we'll read a verse from Chaitanya Charitamrita Adi Lila, chapter 17, text 17. Tabe Śacīdevī Rama Krishna Dubai, Tabe Nishtarila Prabhu Jagai Madai. Translation. By the way, we're going to end around 7, just in case anybody's wondering. This class is going to end around 7, and then Javeda Prabhu is going to give his presentation. Thereafter, Mother Śacīdevī, Lord Chaitanya's mother, saw the brothers Kṛṣṇa and Balarāma in their manifestation of Lord Caitanya and Nityānanda. Then the Lord delivered the two brothers Jagai and Madai. Purport. One night Śacīdevī dreamt that the deities in her house, Kṛṣṇa and Balarāma, had taken the forms of Chaitanya and Nityānanda and were fighting one another, as children do, to eat the naivedya, or offering to the deities. On the next day, by the will of Lord Caitanya, Śacīdevī invited Nityananda to take prasādam at her house. Thus Viśvambhara, Lord Caitanya, and Nityananda were eating together, and Śacīdevī realized that they were none other than Kṛṣṇa and Balarāma. Seeing this, she fainted. So this is described in other places, this particular dream of Mother Śacī. And she was, as Srila Prabhupada mentions, in the dream, Kṛṣṇa and Balarāma were there on her altar, and Lord Caitanya came, and Lord Nityananda came, and Nityananda Prabhu, he picked up Balarama off the altar, and Lord Caitanya picked up Kṛṣṇa off the altar, and they started to fight with each other. Because Lord Caitanya and Lord Nityananda, they wanted the offerings. So Kṛṣṇa and Balarāma, in the dream, they were saying, you can't take these offerings for us. And Lord Caitanya and Lord Nityananda said, what he told them was that your butter stilling and your playing pranks are over. Now you have taken birth, or you have appeared as Brahmins, means Nityananda Prabhu and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And now it's time for you to chant the holy names. So they were going back and forth like this. But Kṛṣṇa and Balarāma, the deities there, speaking to Lord Caitanya and Lord Nityananda, they were saying, but still, you can't take this. This is our offering. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and Lord Nityananda, they said, well, now we have appeared as you, so we can take this offering. And that's the idea that Kṛṣṇa and Balarāma, Krishna, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, the first expansion, Lord Balarama, his brother, they appeared as Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and Lord Nityananda. Narottam Das Thakur explains this, right? What does he say? Rajendrana Nandana Ye Shachi Suto, what is it? Holo Se, Balaram Holo Nitai. That the son of Nanda, he's became the son of Mother Śacī, or he's become Lord Caitanya. And Balaram has become Nityananda. So, Prabhupada's explaining this in the purport. So, Mother Śacī, she asked Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, what do you think about this dream? Because she had the dream, and then she asked him, what do you think about this dream? And then Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, this is a very wonderful dream. But he said, don't tell anyone. And the idea was that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he's known as the hidden avatar. Means he doesn't want, he's a hidden avatar. He didn't want people to know that he is the Supreme Personality of Godhead because he was coming in the form of a devotee. That's the idea. All right, so continuing the purport. Jagai and Madai were two brothers born in Navadvip in a respectable Brahmin family who later became addicted to all kinds of sinful activities. By the order of Lord Caitanya, both Nityananda Prabhu and Haridas Thakur used to preach the cult of Krishna consciousness door to door. In the course of such preaching, they found Jagai and Madai, two mad and drunken brothers, who, upon seeing them, began to chase them. The next day, Madai struck Nityananda Prabhu on the head with a piece of earthen pot, thus drawing blood. When Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu heard of this, he immediately came to the spot, ready to punish both brothers. But when the all-merciful Lord Gauranga saw Jagai's repentant behavior, he immediately embraced him. By seeing the Supreme Personality of Godhead face to face and embracing him, both the sinful brothers were at once cleansed. Thus they received initiation into the chanting of the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra from the Lord and were delivered. So, Jagai, that ends the purport. Jagai and Madai, as Srila Prabhupada explains, that they were two brothers, criminal brothers, sinful brothers, but they were born in a very good family. But later, due to bad association, they became, the worst of criminals. And sometimes you hear what they do, and nowadays it's so kind of commonplace. They're like, oh, it doesn't sound so bad. I mean, sounds like my uncle, sounds like my dad, whatever, you know. But they were doing things that were, I don't think anybody's uncles and dads usually do. Burning people's houses and killing cows and eating their flesh and robbing people and murdering people, all different types of things like that. And as Srila Prabhupada explains in the purport, that Haridas Thakur and Nityananda Prabhu, they used to go out and preach. They used to go out and try and spread Krishna consciousness. And they would tell people, what would they tell them? Bolo Krishna, what is it? Can you speak into the mic, Javita Prabhu, and give us your poetic rendition? This is a warm-up, because he'll do Nityananda Ashtaka in a minute.
Just chant Shri Krishna's name and worship him with all your heart. Follow his instructions, and to others them impart. There's a Hare Krishna movement right there.
Yes. So chant Shri Krishna's name and worship him with all of your heart. Follow his instructions, and to others them impart. So chant, worship Nityananda Krishna, follow his instructions, and give those instructions to others. So they would go knock on people's doors and tell them this. This was far there. Well, anyways. And some people accepted and some people rejected them, these Nityananda Prabhu and Haridas Thakur. So when Nityananda Prabhu and Haridas Thakur saw Jagai and Madai and how fallen they were thinking, yes, we have to deliver these two brothers. Because if we deliver these two brothers, or if they take to Krishna consciousness, if they become devotees, then Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's name will be glorified. So they were without any discrimination, without any consideration of them getting harmed or any other consideration, they approached these two. And then they told them this. You should worship Krishna and follow his instructions and so on. And as Prabhupada explains in the purport, that they did not like that. And one of them actually attacked Nityananda Prabhu. They threw earthen pot, Madai, threw the pot at his head. It said blood came from his head. Recently, Vijay Prabhu, our old friend, he messaged me and he said, oh, Prabhu, I remember some time ago on Nityananda Trayodasi, you were trying to remember which brother threw the pot at Nityananda Prabhu's head. And then he said, Madai did. And you could remember it by mad, like a madman. So anyways, so if anybody wants to remember that, Madai, mad. Which it did help, so I remembered. So when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu heard of this, he just immediately went there and he was about to kill them, actually. Krishna sometimes does that in his other incarnations. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he summoned his chakra. And that chakra, no one could escape the effects of that chakra. spinning, and so he's about to. And then Prabhupada explains in the purport that Jagai was repentant, and he said he actually surrendered to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and also Madai, and they became great devotees of Krishna. It said that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu embraced them, and when he embraced them, all of their sinful reactions or their bad karmic reactions, they were all absorbed into the body of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And yeah, taking all of those reactions, he replaced that with love for Krishna. Yeah, so Srila Prabhupada, Srila Prabhupada was in the mood of Nityananda Prabhu, in that he came to the Western world, which, by the way, I mean, people who, devotees and other such persons, they would never even think about going to America or other such places, because they consider the people to be of just like lost. Like, we don't want anything to do with them. They're lost. They have no moral, but they're lacking in moral compass and direction. And by their association, we might actually become contaminated or fallen. So we don't want to go. And there was some things like that, okay, if a sannyasi crosses the ocean, means if they leave India crossing the ocean, immediately they become fallen or degraded. But Srila Prabhupada, pushing aside all of that, in the mood of Nityananda Prabhu, not discriminating who should get the mercy and who shouldn't get the mercy, he traveled, he crossed the ocean, came to America, and he landed in, eventually starting his movement in New York City and going on to San Francisco. And, I mean, if you see the people Srila Prabhupada was preaching to, those people were quite the wild bunch. It was in the hippie days of Haight-Ashbury. I mean, so many people's standards, those people were wild. But Srila Prabhupada was trying to communicate. He was communicating Krishna consciousness to them, and so the idea is that just as Nityananda Prabhu was merciful to Jagai and Madai, just as how Srila Prabhupada was merciful to come and preach all over the world. First America, then all over the world. So the idea is that as followers of Srila Prabhupada, we're also meant to be merciful in a humble way. Merciful means to help those or try to help those who are less fortunate. And what's the definition of less fortunate? The definition of less fortunate is those who do not have Krishna consciousness. And as far as I could see, I could see to some distance, but anyone who doesn't even have any vision, they could see that that's the great need of the world, Krishna consciousness. And by engaging in trying to help others somehow or other, there's different ways we could try to help others. Giving them Srila Prabhupada's books, inviting them to the temple, trying to help them in different ways to come to Krishna, then we will actually attain the highest goal. Srila Prabhupada, and we'll end with this, Srila Prabhupada said that in order to approach Radha and Krishna, Radha Giridhari, in order to approach Radha and Krishna, one has to get the mercy of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, right? And in order to get the mercy of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, one has to get the mercy of Lord Nityananda. And in order to get the mercy of Lord Nityananda, one has to approach people like Jagai and Madai. Give them Krishna consciousness. All right, so we'll stop there. Does anybody have any comment or question? Okay, Dravida Prabhu.
On the story of Jagai and Madai, on their deliverance, my understanding is that Lord Chaitanya came, with the chakra. He was ready to annihilate. And that Lord Nityananda pointed out that this Jagai, he stopped Madai from throwing another shard. It's called a pot shard. It's a broken piece of pot with sharp edges. That's why it cut him. And so that softened Lord Chaitanya's heart toward Jagai. And Jagai got the mercy then. He was offering obeisance, they both were. And he was embraced and he had love of God. So Madai said, let me do that also. So he bowed down to Lord Chaitanya and said, no, you have to get the forgiveness of Lord Nityananda. So he bowed down to Nityananda. Of course, Nityananda forgave him, and then they both became Puri devotees. And Lord Chaitanya warned he cautioned his other devotees, said, now don't think of them in terms of their past life now, all of this thing, because they've now been completely transformed. Just welcome them and as one of you, which they did, and they became great devotees.
Yes, thank you. So, we have this presentation, Nityananda Ashtaka from Dravida Prabhu, which will take about 15 minutes. So we're on schedule, but we also have some certificates to give out, ISKCON Disciples certificates. So what do you think, Bhajanarayan Swami? Should we give those out now or after the presentation? Because it'd be nice if you and Dravida Prabhu could give them.
I'm already in India. I leave early tomorrow. As soon as Dravida starts talking, I'm out of here like a shot.
Okay.
But if we can do everything quickly,
Yeah.
thanks for the opportunity. I think Dravida should go now because we're all in the mood.
All right. Yeah, and then afterwards we'll do the certificates. Yeah, good idea. I think we have to move on. I'm sorry. No, I'm gone.